We are both recipients of the Rimel Scholarship Fund, which is a scholarship fund to help students further their education as they graduate from CLA. These students are handpicked depending on the display of some of the characteristics of Mrs. Rimel throughout their high school career. This scholarship will help me cover the cost of some of my tuition to attend Northwest University this coming year.
This scholarship was a huge blessing to me because it not just funded my tuition for my freshman year at Northwest, but it opened up other opportunities for me, such as the blessing of being a part of the women's basketball team at Northwest.
Hey everyone, my name is Isaac Shrinsky, and I'm a recipient of the Rachel Rimel Scholarship for college students. I just wanted to wish Mrs. Rimel just a very happy birthday today. I've just been so blessed as a student to have her as a teacher.
I'd say it was a huge blessing to have Mrs. Rimel as a teacher, even though it was for a short amount of time in high school, because of the person that she was, and like her character would rub off onto people. She was very loving, very kind, and she had such a giving spirit, which I really loved about her.
I wish that I could share the things that I've learned with Mrs. Rimel, because it was actually in her classroom my freshman year where she first instilled the value of reading and comprehending things, and really understanding what the author is trying to say.
You could just see God right through her, and she carried the joy of the Lord wherever she went. And like Camille said, she was such a caring and giving person. Her heart was for people, for the students. It was never about her, and she was one of the most selfless people that I know.
No doubt that this scholarship is what she wants. Every time I got to be in her presence, there was no question how generous she was.
I just remember she found out that I wouldn't really eat breakfast a lot of the times, and it was actually kind of hindering me in class. So she would actually give me snacks like in between classes, checking up on me if I ate. She was always very caring, and it never felt artificial.
The values that Mrs. Rimel instilled in me as a freshman in high school of reading and comprehending and really loving stories, that now I'm able to be. Right now I'm actually in England through this program, this Great Books program, where we read a lot of books. And yeah, I don't think that I wouldn't have been able to be in this position today or have the opportunities that I do today without the help of the scholarship to attend college, and even without her help as a teacher.
Recently, within the last 2 months, I was worrying about this debt that I owed to a school and how it would impact just my future endeavors for a school I want to go to in the fall. And after having a conversation with my parents, I received an email from Mr. Rimel saying that he was praying and the Lord had laid me on his heart to receive this scholarship. And I was just like floored by God's timing and his goodness. And this whole thing that happened, it reminds me of just Mrs. Rimel and how she would go out of her way to help someone. Maybe it wasn't what others would think to do, and she would just do it because she's partnering her generosity with hearing from the Lord.
And it has been such a huge blessing for me and my family, especially coming from a family that the tuition for college doesn't come quite easy.
So with Mrs. Rimel's birthday coming up July 5th, we wanted to honor her by keeping this scholarship alive so that it may help other students further their education and take their next step.
By watching this video, we hope and pray that you would be encouraged to come alongside us and help support in the continuation of this scholarship fund, which is truly a legacy of Mrs. Rimel's. I pray that you would help us to support students as they step into all that God has called them to do with their lives.